Hello, my beautiful keto family. In this video, we will go over what insulin resistance is and how you can reverse it. Insulin is our primary fat-storing hormone. It actually decides if you're going to burn fat or store it. Now, every time we eat, we spike insulin, and I'll explain why. Carbohydrates turn into simple sugars in our body, glucose. And as a response to that, we have the glucose in our bloodstream. So our pancreas produces insulin in order to take this glucose from our bloodstream and put it into our cells and our tissues to use it for energy. Insulin has another main job. It's the one that decides if it's going to turn on or off the switch of fat burning. But who am I anyway? Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Talita from Shrinking with Keto. And throughout my ketogenic journey, I have lost over 190 pounds. I reversed my type 2 diabetes and my insulin resistance and increased my insulin sensitivity. And I did that naturally. Since then, it has become my obsession to help you claim your life back now. Our cells do not have an infinite cloud storage where we can keep taking this glucose from our blood and having insulin push it in there. So when we keep consuming food and we keep raising our glucose levels, then insulin is shoving this glucose in the cells that are already stuffed. I want you to picture this for a second. I want you to picture a mover pushing a couch into a storage that is already packed wall to wall with couches. He keeps shoving it in there, but this storage is already full. This storage is your cell, and the mover is insulin. Now, your body will produce a second and a third mover in order to help him shove this couch inside this overfilled storage. Eventually, your cells, this storage, will develop a resistance or a tolerance to all this insulin, these movers that are shoving the couch inside. Dr. Jason Fung explains this with a wonderful example using drugs or alcohol. When you consume alcohol the first time or a substance, it gives you a very specific effect. Now, if you keep consuming more and more over time, you will need much larger quantities of this substance or this alcohol to get the initial effect that you got with just one. Because your body, it develops a tolerance to this substance, to this drug, the same way your cells develop a tolerance to this insulin. As a result, glucose has nowhere to go, so it remains in your bloodstream, giving you elevated blood sugar levels. And since fat storages are almost unlimited, your body stores everything in the fat storage unit, and it makes you obese and diabetic. Let me interrupt you for a second. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, let's make sure it's not the last. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell icon so that YouTube can let you know every time I release a new video for you. Feel free to ask me anything you want in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer every single one of them. Now let's go into how you can reverse insulin resistance. Well, every food we eat falls into three main macronutrient categories: fat, protein, and carbohydrates. When we eat, we spike insulin, but not all of them spike insulin at the same level. As we mentioned prior, carbs turn into simple sugars in our body, and so we get a lot of glucose, and our body needs to produce a lot of insulin. Protein has a moderate spike to our blood sugar levels, and therefore there's a moderate production of insulin. But fat has almost no spike in insulin. So if we had a diet where we could eat fat and get rid of the carbohydrates, we could potentially reverse this insulin resistance and increase our insulin sensitivity. The more sensitive you are to insulin, the less insulin you produce. And remember that switch that insulin dictates if it goes into burning mode or not burning fat? Well, if you're insulin sensitive, the fat burning mode is on. Luckily, there is a diet that can help you reverse your insulin resistance. A high-fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate diet, the ketogenic diet. Now, if you want to start the ketogenic diet, reverse your insulin resistance, increase your insulin sensitivity, and lose weight while you're doing it, you can go ahead and check my video above. You can also go ahead and click the link in my description below that has a list of all the keto-approved foods that you can eat. So there you have it, what insulin resistance is and how you can reverse it naturally. And as always, chin up or the crown slips.